Welcome to the Yo, what's the deal? It's your boy Norbs, and this is the 10-8 podcast. We on late today, man. I'll be having some breakfast, but we're gonna be doing what we said Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
We got a little special joint today. Shit, the internet been going crazy. Ryan Garcia,
Crazy.
he's still dominating that shit, bro. Like it's so crazy to me how everything is revolving around Ryan. He's talking, and it's crazy because a lot of the shit that you have said prior to the fight, like he's not crazy. He's doing this on purpose. Now all of a sudden he's coming out and saying that shit, and it's crazy. It's definitely bananas. You know what I mean? And now it's bugged out because I had told people this before. I was like, I believe I believe that it's going to be a possible Ryan versus Gervonta rematch, and people were kind of like, I left it a comment on my Instagram if y'all want to check it out at Streetstar NORBE, and a lot of people saying that it won't happen. Why would Tank do the fight? And I'm just like, bro, like you got to think about it economically. Like that's a big money rematch, and Ryan got everybody's attention. So for people that don't believe that Gervonta would do it, Gervonta responded a couple times already. You know,
He already said I'm gonna give you. He said you can have my number now.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, bro, listen. The reason why the fight could happen again is because everybody's saying they already saying that he weight drained him. It'll be a different fight if he wasn't weight drained.
Yeah.
It's on the table already, bro.
No, 100%. Like I don't think people actually understand that they already laid the foundation for it. Oscar De La Hoya came out and said it. If you want this fight, we can do it at 144. And I think they all have a good inclination that Gervonta wants to make that fight. Gervonta, he stated in the past that, he doesn't want to fight too much longer. And to be honest with you, bro, one, you already beat this man. And two, there's nobody in your division that warrants that can bring you that money. There's nobody. There's nobody at 130. There's nobody at 135. This is and it's crazy to me because he's coming off his biggest win. And there's a lot of people that believe that the weight drain will be different. He looked completely different versus Devin Haney, and he has the eating out of his palm right now. And I think Tank is kind of like, yo, what's up? He's already went up to 140 before, right?
I mean, 144 would be comfortable for him.
Yeah,
he already knows what's going on.
Yeah, Ryan said, come up to 144 and let's get busy. And it's crazy. People got to understand too. Like all this, like stop being a fan. Like think about this in a different way. Like a lot of people like, oh, why would he do that? And and Tank don't need to do this. Tank, first of all, Tank isn't taking big fights. He's not, to be honest with you. He's not taking risks. And people want to see big fights. He's already beat this man. He sold 1.2 million fights in the last fight. This man has a following. He's just had his biggest performance ever. What do you think right now? It's valued. Just the guaranteed money alone. Tank is crazy. He's going to eat. And then that's the second one. Let's just say it's a good fight, or let's say Ryan wins. You got a possibility to go to a third fight and make money. Man, listen.
I thought about that. Like they could turn this into like a trilogy thing. Unless Tank just busts his pack again, but people saying it'd be a different fight. So that's why it's always intriguing to see, because when they showed a picture of him at 35, he look crazy.
He looked crazy. And that's they're promoting that shit hard body. And people got to realize too, like De La Hoya had Trinidad, you know what I'm saying? Camacho had Chavez, Chavez had Camacho, whatever. Who was it? Floyd had Manny. This can be Tank's big ticket, like for real. And listen, I'm not saying Ryan has had a Hall of Fame career. He's never been a champion or whatnot. But this game has changed. The internet has changed how people view things or how they tune into certain things. And right now, without a belt, this man is one of the biggest names in boxing. Somebody said Ryan looked much bigger compared to his Tank fight. Absolutely. He was not gonna go in there at 135. He looked crazy. He looked strong at 143. He was never intending to make the belt. Ryan based his decisions on money and how he felt personally. Forget the belt. Everybody knows. 100%. Everybody knows that you can buy a high position. We just watched Edgar Berlanga become the #1 contender for the WBA at 168 pounds, coming off of a suspension, off of biting someone and beating a no-name Irish fighter, and he's the #1 contender. So Ryan Garcia made the right decision because this stuff is corrupt. Let's be honest with you. Let's be honest, right?
Facts.
You know,
It's
so
all about the bread.
it's about the bread right now. And if you got the money, you know what I'm saying?
You get the honey.
100%. You know? And I don't think people really understand like the value of that fight. Like it is a really, really big fight. And I think people gotta actually understand that Gervonta is looking at that like that. Like people are like, oh, he should go fight Shakur. Competitively, probably. But Shakur is not selling like a Ryan Garcia. Frank Martin is not selling.
You're gonna have to wait your turn.
Yeah, like Shakur is coming off one of the worst victories he's ever had, to where people are clowning him. He retired, unretired. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. Hold on, my man Show FMF says Sugar Ray Leonard said that he don't understand why today's fighters make a big deal about weight draining clauses when they did that back in this era. He said that himself. He said it's smart. He's a legend.
Because they don't be prepared, blood. They don't be prepared.
I mean, you guys understand too when guys, and this is my opinion. Again, I'm not a boxer. Troy is a professional boxer, but I think, and I was watching actually, Devin's Cornerman. Devin's Cornerman has a blog out right now. There's an interview. I don't know who shot the interview. It's a dope interview. You got to watch it. And he said when he went into, I guess he went into view when they were wrapping Ryan Garcia's hands, right? And he said that when he walked in, it kind of gave him like, oh, wait a minute, like an oh, wait a minute moment, like an oh shit moment, right? He said when he walked in, he said, first of all, he left his room. He got all the, David Haney has the rappers, they're getting hype. Yo, Devin, what's up? Everybody dick ride.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, so he said when he left the room, he went into Ryan Garcia's room and he's playing violin music. And he's listening to like different church proverbs and he's just sitting there relaxed. And he said when he seen that, he was like, oh shit, he doesn't
dude really not stupid.
Yes. And he said at that moment he knew.
It was over. It was too late.
Yeah, he said he knew that Ryan was in his zone. And that's what people gotta understand. Mind, body, soul, weight, everything at that point, what Ryan wanted to do, he accomplished. He didn't care about the weight. He didn't stress himself. He looked healthier. His mind was clear. He wasn't worried about being too small. Everything psychologically, even the music. If you guys ever listen to like symphonies and stuff like that, it's very
That's the thing, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good,
he
bro.
was listening to live instruments.
Yes.
There's nothing. The only thing that's equivalent to that is an actual record player. Sonically, like for real. Like unless you could get some digital playing at 432 hertz. When you're actually listening to violin music, you're bringing it's inside to another level because those are natural instruments. Like that. Now that you say that, he is doing it. He did it different.
He said that And this is, you got to watch the interview. I forgot the guy's name, and he's sitting there, and he said when he came back into the locker room, Devin's locker room, like he told him like, "Yo, he's not playing." Like he felt it, he's seen it, he's seen the aura, and people gotta understand, boxing is a mental game. You have to you have to be there. You're going out there risking your life. Yes, it's a physical game, but you have to be there emotionally. You have to be. And Ryan, he said he's seen Ryan just literally just listening to like church verses, relaxing in his hands, and he literally had a live symphony playing in there while Devin Haney's listening to rap music. All the rappers are all around him, and Ryan is just sitting there, just in a zone. Like he was like, yo, he knew at that moment that shit was different. And I say that because he brought up the weight stuff. It's a as a fighter, you don't want to be thinking about these things. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
You don't want to be thinking, oh man, I mean, Troy. I mean, if you're a day away from the fight and you're 5 pounds over, it's got to stress you out. It has to.
No, listen, I didn't cut so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's stressful, but man, it's stressful. It's more stressful on the body. That's what makes it stressful mentally, because it's like, damn, like I'm tired, I'm already drained. Like I'm gonna have to hurry up and eat. I'm gonna have to do. That's the part where it makes it stressful on the mental. Because by this point, you just be so tired. You be like, oh my God, I gotta lose it. That's when I be saying, listen, think about this. This is 50 ounces. This is about this is about 3 pounds of water.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 16 ounces is a pound. You get to 32, you add another 16. You know what I'm saying? It's about 3.5 pounds of water. It's hard to just guzzle this in one sitting. After you cut weight, you could literally drink 4 of these straight. Because that's how much water weight you trying to put back on. 10, 12, 30. Like your body is 80% water. So like this is at least 2 or 3 pounds right here, bro. You guys, that is it's physically damaging.
And somebody said Sugar and Leonard said that whatever with the weight. Like, I'll be honest with you. And then when it comes to the Gervonta thing, Ryan couldn't make that weight no more. He was uncomfortable. He had the pressure of the world on him. You gotta say this was his first major fight, his first pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken, his first big show, and he's showing that he got to make 135. He has to do it. He was so desperate for the fight, he agreed to it. And Gervonta was like, since he agreed to that, I'm not going to let him balloon up to what he wants to balloon up to. So it was a smart play, but Ryan learned from it. And this is what I'm saying. What people don't understand. Like I believe it's a mental and a physical thing, and he couldn't take the physical punishment that he was hit with, and Sugar Ray Leonard, he's talking about Sugar Leonard said it's not a big thing. People have been doing it. It is a big thing. I think it is a big thing because Regis PROGRAIS just actually, when I was going to go into that in the second part, he went out and said that Devin Haney got karma. He got his karma, and he said, "Yo, if you look at the fight, I'm the 140-pound fighter, but he showed up at 165, but nobody's giving him flack for going up to 165, but now they feel bad for him because Ryan missed the weight." He's like, what's the difference? And if you really think about it, you got to think about it. Like, yo, it's not really a difference. Like,
no, there's no difference.
You went up to 165, though. You damn near so super middleweight fighting PROGRAIS, who was probably like at 148 at that point.
I will say this: Devin never made no excuse. I never heard Devin make an excuse on the weight. It's really everybody else.
No, 100%. Everybody. No, well. He did say after the fight, he said, "I want a rematch." He goes, and maybe he can make the weight. So he did actually. He said it at the right after the fight.
Oh yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So Regis PROGRAIS said that. So the weight definitely is something. Especially, listen, people make the big thing about Canelo saying when he said that about Benavidez brings nothing but weight to bro. Benavidez is a legit 6'3". That guy walks around over 200 pounds. Canelo is not walking around at that weight. So Canelo has every right to be like, yo, bro, I'm gonna show up.
That's what I'll be telling people. Like
he's gonna be 200 pounds. I'm gonna be fighting a heavyweight. Like it's not, and I'm gonna fight a talented heavyweight at that. So
Yeah.
people gotta
And
understand.
listen,
Yeah.
after all of that you said, he still couldn't stop Caleb Plant.
Yeah, that's a fact. But that's what I'm saying. Like people gotta understand too. Like, you know, when it comes to that, I get it. If you have the, I think Ryan should have never took that fight. To be honest with you, he
You
just
mean
wanted to
Devin?
look.
Oh, are you talking
But you
about
know what? I'm
Gervonta?
talking about the tank fight. But I believe things happen for a reason. I believe he had to go through that to be able to get to where he's at to today. So to
No,
me,
you got Floyd had to do it. Floyd got the win, but and that's why Ryan never had no belt. But even though Tank was already on pay-per-view status and been on pay-per-views,
yeah,
that was Ryan. I mean, the thing is, once they got to the table, Tank's numbers was just out because he was already Floyd had groomed him
mm-hmm.
pause on that pay-per-view so he could say, well, no, my fighter been on pay-per-view. Yo, YouTube don't imagine to actual. But when Ryan gets now, it still brought a lot because Ryan still had the juice too. So when Ryan get with Devin Haney, like I said, after he talked to Floyd,
Yep. You learned
Floyd told him, listen, I fought Marquez. I came 3 pounds over. I wasn't about to make 140.
mm-hmm.
I'm the one paying the bills. When Maidana wanted to fight with them gloves on, Floyd grabbed them gloves and said, hell
Mm-hmm.
no. Hey, where he fighting, what I fight in. And then they had to switch it up. These are the things when he fought Oscar, he had to fight him at 54 with 10 ounces. When Oscar wanted to payday against Manny, he had to fight him at a low because Manny had been working. It's just what it is.
Show said my man Show FMF said so he's a natural welterweight. Fighting Tank is crazy. Listen, guys.
Not really, because Tank punched like a natural welterweight.
And Tank went up to 140. I don't know if he went up to 147.
That's welterweight. People don't get that. It's light welterweight, but it's still
And
considered
you
welterweight.
gotta understand too, like these are young guys that are still growing into their bodies. They're still getting older. As you get older, your body changes. You know,
Fact.
you can't do the same things when you're 17, 18, 19 years old. It's not that simple. You know,
you're not even the same size.
Yeah, so it's a natural growth. But to be honest with you, Tank has went to 140 and fought. So
he fought Barrios, and Barrios went to distance with Keith Thurman, so that win ages well.
Yeah, so 100%. So that's what I'm saying. Like, dog, you got to look at it like if somebody's saying there's bigger fights for Ryan. No, there actually isn't a bigger fight for Ryan.
That's why he calling out all these crazy folks.
Yeah, like listen, him fighting Boots is not bigger. Him fighting Terrence Crawford is not bigger. The biggest fight,
and that's gonna get his pack busted.
Yeah, but it's still not bigger. If you're gonna go,
it's not. If you're gonna get your pack busted, you get it busted by the rematch against Tank at 144, and then that's gonna accrue crazy bread because now everybody in their mind is gonna say this is gonna be a different Ryan. And listen, it is. You know why? Because winning and success brings about more hard work. If you want, when you unlearn, and this is the thing, he's already got all the promotion, and him and Tank gonna really go hard. What could go hard with the promotion? Because you know what Ryan gonna be doing. He gonna listen. You think? See, the first time he didn't have to do what he did with Tank. This time now he get to do 144. He's gonna really push the envelope with promotion and take it another level.
Yeah. No, 100%, and that's why that's what I'm trying to let people know.
$100 pay-per-view off rip.
100%, bro. You're looking at the amount of money. People want to see it. People are saying, so a lot of people are like, oh, I'm like, bro, Tank wants to see it. Tank
wants that bread. Tank after Frank Martin, I guarantee you, he like, dog, I gotta knock Frank Martin out so I can get this, I can get the Ryan work.
There is no fight that make people like, oh, he should fight Shakur Stevenson. Why?
That's gonna be there.
Yeah, it's gonna be there. Like, get the money, get that Ryan money.
Oh, wait, how old is Shakur?
Shakur is 25, I think, 26.
If he 25 or 26, he younger than Tank. He like the same age as Devin and them. He just got to be paid. This is what I'll be saying when I say guys got to be patient. Shakur just has to be patient. He'll get his turn. And if he keep it up, him and Ryan will meet. Because Tank said he ain't trying to box long. And
Yeah.
if Shakur stay in it, him and Ryan will meet. And that could be even a bigger fight.
No, but listen, Shakur has to listen. Let's be honest. When it comes to Shakur, first of all, he's a threat. That's a fact, like to Gervonta. But at the same time, you want the threat to meet the reward. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, you're not doing anything that's out of pocket. Go go up to 140. Go beat him Matias. Do something that makes people be like, oh, okay, he's doing something.
that nigga's chopping shit up out here.
Yeah, and that's what I think. You know, I would love to see that fight, but at the same time, you got to think of this the way Tank is thinking this. Tank is not. He doesn't care about legacy in regards to garnering belts and going to weight classes. His main thing. This guy came from the slums of the slums in Baltimore. He bought his old block for them to then burn it down. This is a kid that came from poverty. Being a champion, in my opinion, was second to taking care of your family to him. And that's where he comes from in that mindset. Now, I'm not saying he's not competitive. That's not what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, the main priority for Gervonta Davis is the capital. And you can see it by his moves. He's not going to get belts. He doesn't care about unifying. That means absolutely nothing to him. This is a guy that what it means to him, and people may look at it like it's a bad thing. Oh, he wants money. No, when you come from a situation,
no. I'm gonna tell you that's literally called a prize fighter.
Yeah,
he's literally doing what a prize fighter does. Like he not thinking about belts. He's prize fighting.
Yeah,
wants the biggest prize he can get.
100%. And you can't blame Tank Davis for. Listen, I mean, I watched Adrian Bronner go up there and go up to court and say he doesn't have money to buy like a cheeseburger, or he doesn't. Like he has to borrow money from his friends. Tank Davis came from a place where he was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna," and that's maybe one of the reasons he doesn't take as many chances, simply because as a black fighter, if you get that, if that O goes away, they kind of look at you funny. Look at how they're looking at what's his name, Errol Spence. Bro, Errol Spence value dropped dramatically once he took his first loss.
I mean that too, but what really made his value drop is how much they hyped him and then the ass whooping he took. That's what really got him, because they really was like he was the second coming, and then he got in there and got chopped up. Remember all of that because he was getting work with Floyd, and then none of that shit was really true like that.
Yeah. But now they look at him like I'm gonna be honest, it's
like
not
munch meat.
Yeah. So I see where Gervonta is with it, and that's why this fight makes all the sense right now. And a lot of people are like, oh, but he already. I'm like, bro, it's about money.
It's about bread. They're not caring about them belt. Listen, this is the thing why Floyd probably coaching them in this manner. He's saying, listen, you have to do this different now. You have to get your money up front, then get the belts. And he's probably saying it's easier to get the belts when you got the bread, because then you can pay the sanctionings for fights and become undisputed even quicker.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
And they really want them to get their bread first.
It's funny because I have one of my buddies, my man Elvin from Brooklyn, right? He's in my DM. He's like, oh, but because I told him, I said the belts mean nothing. He got offended. So why they're in the sport? I get it, but this is what reality is today. You know, you're a champion, but it's about money. Tank doesn't care to unify at 135 pounds. He doesn't give a shit. He could have 3 years ago. He doesn't care. You know what I mean?
You know what? And another thing I would like to say about this that I learned from Floyd is that you have to take your time with this, because there's always another guy coming up, and you don't want to beat everybody right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think, people wanted Floyd to fight all the people, some of the people he fought later when he was fighting other guys, and who would he have fought? and later on in his career, the Cotto fight would have been over because he would have already busted his pack. And everybody like, well, no, at 140, no, it wouldn't have been no different. It would have been different. Floyd probably would have busted his pack worse because that's the Floyd you don't want to be in there with. And that's what I'm saying. Tank gonna get his bread now, and he still got time to unify with belts, bro. I mean,
I don't think he even cares, bro.
I don't even think, even if he don't, he still, like, anybody can still do it. That's literally what Ryan said. Them belts will be there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if that's the case, of course, should go unify. He should try to get all the belts. And this is what I'm saying, man. Like, I get it. And a lot of people that really love the sport, you know, they don't want to admit it, but the belt, especially at that weight class, is devalued. I mean, and not to mention, they come up with a new belt every week.
Listen, I was waiting for you to pause, so I could just interject in there and be like, the reason why why people or the fighters are feeling like this, because they got so many belts and it's watered down. And this is a way that, once again, Floyd did say we need to clean it up. And this is how Floyd's choosing to clean it up, by saying, start ignoring the belts and go for the money, because there's too many belts. And that's going to make people say, bro, oh, these belts don't matter.
Yeah, bro. Ryan,
and then they're going to start getting rid of them super champ. They're going to get rid of that shit.
Ryan is not a champion, and he makes more money than all of them. Like,
Leo,
you think anybody cares? Somebody said, where do we rank Sabrina Matias? I mean, top 5 and at 140 easily. He's a champion. He got a belt.
Yeah, champion. So he the top 4. He one of the first 4 because he's a champion at 140.
I'd love to see him fight Pitbull Isaac Pitbull Cruz. I'd love to see that.
I think he's about to fight him. I think Teofimo about to take a hard fight. His resume is crazy. He about to fight Elvis Rodriguez. That is great. Like, listen, bro. He 5'9", can box left-handed and can punch. That's if he beat the Cuz, that's a good win. And I think he taking that. Well, no, I can't say he taking that to be getting work with Ryan. It is a taller guy. You know what I'm saying? But I heard he about to get some work with Elvis, bro. That's a hard fight.
Well, let's fast forward to Regis PROGRAIS recently did an interview, right?
Yes, sir.
And he stated that Devin Haney got his karma. That he got his karma. And he also stated that people are out here making excuses for Devin Haney, but when he fought him, and he said this is what he said. He said it was illegal and it was in his contract that Devin Haney was not supposed to balloon up to 165. And he said, even when you look at the footage, he's way bigger than him. And he said he violated, and now people don't want to make excuses for Devin Haney, but he feels like it's his karma. What do you think of Regis PROGRAIS' comments, and do you agree with him?
Yeah, yes. Well, yeah and no. Well, no, I agree with him because karma is definitely real. It's the season of Ma'at. That's the number 4. And that's just what it is. You know, karma is what goes around, comes around, and that's justice. And that's also, like, Ma'at is truth, love, law, order, and justice. Mm-hmm. So it was like, this is literally the season for it in these books. So, like, he can only tell you what the spirit is telling him to tell you, because that's what actually was factually on commercial paper, fiat, chattel paper, commerce. That's what he's saying, and he's allowed to say, like, listen, bro, he did this. This is what happened to me. He did this. Devin, when the contract came, since it was with DAZN, and Eddie Hearn was fronting a lot of bread, you see what I'm saying? Devin got to pretty much do what he want. And in those contracts, see, that's a bar, because I didn't know that existed. Because in the IBF, it's already known that when you get the belt, it's a rehydration clause with the belt with the IBF.
I didn't know that. Really?
Oh, man, what? Listen, when you weigh in at the IBF at 140, you can only rehydrate 10 pounds. Why do you think Richardson Hitchens didn't want to go against Matias? Because he big at 140 and he didn't want to. It's automatic clause on it. Well,
So
that's why Sugar Ray Leonard is saying this is always the IBF. This is an IBF rule. It just don't evolve for when unifying.
So hold on. So when Regis PROGRAIS, what belt was that?
I don't know which belt. I think that was a WBC or WBA, one of them.
But he said it was illegal in his contract. That would make sense.
But that's the thing. That's just the 10. That's just the IBF got 10. I think in whatchamacallit is 15% of the weight.
Really? I never knew that because he showed up almost at middleweight, which is crazy.
No, listen, I'll tell you, I'll do the math right now, my G, because you know this is what we do. So if you weighing in at 140 and you can't be 15 pounds over, you divide 0.15. That's 15%. Hold on, let me do it over. 140 times. You can't be that he telling the truth because I'm about to show you right now. I'm about to show you in real time. 140 right there. You divide it.
0.15.
You divide it by 0.15. You get 21. You get 20. No, if you times, it's gonna give you a different number. You divide it. It's gonna give you 21. That's 15% of 140. You add that to 140, you get 161. They said he was at 165. He wasn't supposed to come over 161.
That's crazy. And that's what he was saying. And listen, guys, if you yeah, you're right. If you really look at it, he's right. and Ryan Garcia came out and said, "Yo, I did the same. Pretty much, I did the same thing to you. You would an overweight bully. That happened to him, and it's crazy because people.
That's how he beat Loma though, for real too, Devin. That's how he got he had the more weight on Loma, and he was going to his guts. Loma a little, but Loma still was giving him problems. And this is one thing I know. Go ahead and finish, and I'll come back.
Oh, no. He said, Aaron Linton says, without the hydration clause, do you think Ryan is a problem for Tank Norms? I think Ryan is a problem for Tank, especially if he's comfortable, he's very quick, and he's powerful. The one thing you got to give Tank, and I really underestimated him, is how cerebral, how intelligent, how precise he is.
Oh, Tank is sharp.
I literally underestimated that with him.
Tank is the sharpest fighter in the game, right? One of the sharpest fighters in the game. Like, technically, I'm not. See, this is what people don't understand. Sometimes, for example, when they seen Tank hit Ryan with the boom, see that he actually worked on that. It's no different from when Marquez worked on the shot with Pacquiao.
He went underneath his hook and caught him. That's what he did.
Yeah, like this is the thing. Like these things are worked on the loopy shots because that's not a shot that black fighters normally throw. That's some old school shit that Sugar Ray Leonard used to tell you got to learn how to loop. But nowadays you don't see you see fighters looping because that's their style, like Pitbull. You don't normally see, or Sean Porter, you don't normally see sharp guys like Tank who throw sharp punches. Like you don't see them using the loop. That took practice. So you got to really realize that like Tank is sharp. If you don't know what you do, and Ryan is also sharp and fast. Like, and they both got decent IQs and they both athletic. I think Tank got a little bit more hand-eye coordination on the mitts, like how he be doing his fast mitts with Bug. So it's always going to be a decent fight. In the Furious Four was always Ryan, Tank, Tio, and Shakur. It was never really Devin. He was always the weakest one due to he's really a 30-pounder, bro. If you want to say he the next Floyd, he could still be because Devin would be the best 30-pounder.
He said, hold on to answer this question. I definitely think Ryan would. I think Ryan will go in there with a different mindset. He wouldn't allow himself to get drained down. And I think the moment wouldn't be too big for him because he's now accustomed to them lights. And I think that is a major play in this situation. I think
Oh,
it'll be an
shit.
interesting fight. Now, I don't know if Ryan would defeat Devin. I mean,
Tank.
would defeat
Ab-
Tank, but
Abdul Wahid.
I'll tell you this: Abdul Wahid, I apologize, Tank, but I
No,
will
no, I'm
say
just playing.
this:
He go.
I will say this. The one thing about both of them that I do not like about Tank and I don't like about Ryan, and this is just being honest, is a lot of times I believe Tank sits and waits for the knockout and loses rounds because he's not as active. And I think Ryan does the same thing, and they're looking for that shot. And I think, that's something that a fighter like a Devin Haney can do. Because if you really think about it, if you watch the Ryan Garcia fight versus Devin, he won most of the rounds, Devin, because he did certain things. And I think Ryan and Tank are very similar in the fact that they really don't try to they give rounds away, and you can get in a lot of trouble if you continue to do that against certain fighters. So it'll be interesting to see them fight against each other and see who's going to actually box within those rounds. So I definitely think it's a different
I'm
fight.
gonna tell you one thing. It'd be a different fight if oh, see, I didn't even realize the chat was on here. Um, it'd be a different fight if Tank no, if Ryan choose to fight going backwards. It'd be a completely different fight.
Let me answer this question. They said Pitbull fighting El Rayo next. El Rayo's coming up from 130 to 140, which is kind of crazy because I think his last fight was I want to say it was 130. It was against Chris Colbert, and he knocked Chris Colbert out cold. It was either 130, 135. So he's going up to fight Pitbull. Not a big fan of this fight.
I think it was 135 because they were saying Chris Colbert too small for that.
Yeah, hold on. I mean, I'm not crazy about this fight. I think Pitbull beats El Rayo. I don't think El Rayo is there yet. He had that big victory versus Chris Colbert. But
Dude said, do you think those hydration clauses are a cheap way of getting an advantage over opponents? I know that Chris Eubanks Sr. was angry when promoters wanted his son to fight underweight. S. Aaron Litton. No, it's not a cheap way to get an advantage. It's just smart because
yeah,
some fighters listen.
it's
If he would
dangerous.
have stopped him, it wouldn't have been nothing to say about it.
Mhm.
You got to know how to cut the weight. Like Ryan, listen, this is the thing. I seen a highlight when Devin hit Ryan with a hook and it kind of stumbled him back.
Mhm.
And that's the thing, it startled him.
Yeah,
And that's because he just wasn't used to getting hit that clean. See, this is the thing. Ryan is not used to getting hit clean. Think about all his fights. Like when I see his highlights, it's usually young and they sleep. They come in young and they go right to bed. When he actually get hit clean, that's Devin not used to getting hit clean either.
yeah,
Like, so when these guys get in there, when they get hit clean, they react certain ways. But
yeah,
at the same time, when Ryan, he's the bigger puncher, period.
absolutely. But to add to what you're saying too, I don't think the hydration clause is a cheap way of getting an advantage.
It's
It's
not.
also a way to protect yourself as a fighter because I mean, listen, Tank is 150, 135-pound fighter. He's about 5'5". He's not a big guy. Imagine Devin Haney showing up at 165 to fight him, you're a middleweight punching on a smaller guy. It's a way to protect yourself because at the end of the day, guys, this is the only sport where people actually die. People
That's what
actually,
I be saying. Like,
yeah,
besides football, and it's not
and people
like
ain't
it
dying
be
in
more.
football. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but
box-
you know what I'm saying? But like boxing, they actually get murked out. Like
they
you get your
die.
back busted. Like
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
what people be saying. Like the weight is you don't want to be taking punches from. I spar big guys. It's different.
yeah, no, 100%.
Just because I used to when I used fighting blood, this how I know I'm big for welterweight. And I'm 5'8" and a half. 5'8" with shoes off. It's because at vegan, at vegan right now. I can eat all day long as a vegan. The highest I get is 144.8. So that means I'm already as Ryan size when he cutting weight. So if I was eating what Ryan was eating, I would be 170, 180. And that's when I was boxing. I would be cutting down to 150. 20 pounds, bro. Listen, it really makes you tired.
My man, hold on. My man Aaron Linton has a good comment. He says there have been studies that show that hydration is dangerous for athletes. They lose strength and potentially there's more of a risk of getting knocked out. I mean, yeah, but there's also a lot of guys that shouldn't be fighting in these lower weight classes, but they're stronger there. So they force themselves to be there and then they balloon up. I mean, listen, guys, if remember, this is a sport where you take a lot of headshots. And now you're taking headshots from way bigger guys. Yeah, like it's a big difference, man. Like it wasn't fair what Devin Haney did to PROGRAIS. Let's be honest, and people glorified it. Oh my God, look how much dominant he was. And he's not a big puncher. He put PROGRAIS on the floor, but PROGRAIS, that's where he's at. He's
PROGRAIS a little guy though. PROGRAIS small,
bro. Devin Haney looked like a bodybuilder compared to him. That's why I'm telling people, like, look, you know,
he looked big against Loma. That really showed me how small Loma was.
Oh, yeah, Loma's a legit 130-pound fighter. That's where he should be at.
Facts.
And people don't understand, bro. Like, yo, a lot of these guys, they're coming from a higher weight. That's why, like, you gotta give Canelo a lot of fucking credit.
No, listen, that's what I be trying to tell him.
Like, yo, bro, he's fighting guys that, like, even when he fought Bivol probably walks around at 195.
So Bivol's really showed me that weight is real as they can. When I seen him, I'm like, oh no, that's gonna be hard for Canelo. Bivol is huge. That he like, and this is the thing, seeing Bivol and Beterbiev face to face. Beterbiev is a little bit taller than him, and he gonna look bigger on fight night, and you gonna see the size, and you gonna be like, dang. And watching Canelo in there trying to, and listen, he was hitting Bivol with work, and Bivol literally was like, listen, this shows you how Canelo got power, and them and Tank has the same type of power, because Bivol usually fight more like, you know, back and forth like this. He was like that because he's like, no, I'm not trying to get hit, because I seen he can knock out Kovalev. And that's the thing. Some guys do got that power, but that weight will make a difference 100%. If you help you take punches. But I still even said the weight was still going to be better for Ryan.
Yeah, but that's what people don't realize too, man. You got to understand, man, like, weight is weight. There's weight classes for a reason. They're literally actual. So, you know, there's some guys that are really legit 140-pound fighters. He said Ricky had retired, his weight blew up, which makes me think that he should have been fighting at a heavier weight. No, he was doing coke and drinking. That's why, like, he wasn't taking care of himself. Like,
when you vegan, you don't listen. I train fighters on vegan diets, bro. They never cutting weight, Nords.
No, but Ricky Hatton was fucking doing coke and
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what they see. These were, I said this earlier, and it's going to explain it. These guys are equating being big with eating too damn much and shit like that. Yeah, boxers are supposed to maintain their weight outside of these fights. You're not even supposed to go 12, I would say 12 pounds past your weight.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah. Listen.
Andre Berto said it. He lost those 3 fights he lost in a row. He was coming from 180.
Yeah. No, and that's what people don't realize. You're supposed to be in the gym. Oh, listen, that's what made Floyd so great too. He was always around his weight. He was always there. Yeah,
he was always fighting up though. Floyd really a 35-pounder.
Yeah, but that's what people don't say. You got to give those guys. You got to give guys like,
he wasn't cutting no weight. Floyd.
You got to give guys credit like Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez. These guys are literally always fighting somebody bigger.
Oh, listen, if you look at Floyd Mayweather's fights, everybody always remember boxing. See, this is what they don't do no more, and this is where you know it's getting tricky. They used to do them tail of the tapes, and they show you how much they weigh in and how much they rehydrate and their arm length and all of that. They stopped showing that because they don't even want you to know these fighters what they rehydrating, because then it's gonna be like, well, dang, he big, what he? And it'll show you who was really in shape.
Yeah, bro. Floyd used to weigh in 47 and come in like be like at 150 when he came in. So that tells you that he was really walking around that weight. He wasn't ballooning up to 160, 165.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't trying to cut no weight.
I watched the fight. I forgot what fight it was. Floyd actually lost weight going into the fight. Like, it was crazy. Like, I was like, oh, he was 147, ended up showing up the fight like at 146.5. So it's like he didn't even balloon up. That's where he walks around at, which is crazy if you really think about it.
But Floyd will also be running 10 pieces and 6 pieces 2 times a day on top of sparring. 4 rounds. The first one 3 minutes, the second one 5, the third one 7, and then they go to 9. Then he get on the mitts for 30 minutes straight. Then the bag work. Then he jump rope. Then he do his calisthenics. Then he might go run later after that. Like, bro, he really does it though.
Yeah. Somebody said Canelo's always been bigger. Canelo's not really a big guy. He's really not. If you look at all the guys he fights, they're a legit 4.
Canelo is literally 5'8".
Yeah, he's not a big guy at all. He's just.
And he started his career at 140.
He's kind of a tank at his weight. That's kind of what.
No, facts. They built the same. Like,
yeah.
Balls.
They said they check McDonald's. Yeah, I mean Floyd. But Floyd was constantly in the gym, man. Like, he was literally always.
Yeah, listen. This is the thing, clowns. See, this is why you gotta really. I mean to call y'all clowns like that, but this is what you gotta realize. You see how Ryan did what he did when Floyd is that was Money Mayweather. If he was showing McDonald's, he was getting paid to show McDonald's.
Yeah,
he know that's poor man food. He not about to put that in his body for a fight. My man Ben Bautista used to hang with him. He had a personal chef.
Yeah.
You know, I like to go to McDonald's. Nobody goes to McDonald's in a Rolls Royce and order a Big Mac.
Bro, you know what's funny? When I met Floyd, when he came, I had thrown an event and Floyd came. He looked like he was in shape then to fight. Like, it was crazy. Like, I was like, oh shit! Like, this guy really is in shape all the time.
Like he worked. Like, one thing he probably keep with him is somebody to do mitts, and a jump rope. And he got gloves and stuff with him. He got a private, so he'd be everywhere. Yeah. He stay in gyms. You don't.
Is your mic? You keep pulling your mic. It's really static. He says, do you think with fights going to the Middle East, do you think that there will be circus type or exhibitions with weightless bouts?
No, that was actually.
Nah, there's not gonna be no weightless bouts. No way. I mean, heavyweight is the only weightless bout, to be honest with you.
No, facts. My bad. That was my cat. He was scratching on his nails.
Oh, true.
Yeah, no, bro. You can't be doing that because this is commissions. They run this. State commission.
That's why Floyd had a weight clause. Yeah, I think Floyd fought Canelo at 154 though. That's why, because Canelo was a 154-pound fighter. If I'm not mistaken, that fight took place at 154. And Floyd,
because I think Floyd came in at 150 and he was mad because they put his 47 belt on the line too.
Yeah, well, that was what he did. But I mean, listen, guys, Canelo is bigger than Floyd, but he's not that much bigger than Floyd. Like, it's crazy. They're about the same height, but
it's just Canelo has got more mass. Pause, because he just built different. Like Floyd has more of a his body type is like endo or ectomorph, but he got mesomorph because he got shoulders and then he comes down like a V. You know what I'm saying? Long arms. You know what I mean? Canelo is a short, stocky nigga. Pause.
Yeah.
Like, he's strong. It's completely different.
But yeah, guys, like, listen, guys, it's funny to me when people talk about the weight clauses and people keep talking. I'm like, bro, like, they're in there for a reason. That, like, you gotta like Gervonta Davis is not cheating. He's protecting himself. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna allow, and I get it. Like, bro, like, yo, Gervonta Davis is a legit 5'5". He's a black Mexican. That's what he is. He's 5'5".
Yeah, and he be walking around at like 138.
Bro, he's small as shit. Like, can you imagine? You don't think anybody's gonna fight him once to get that weight advantage? So, like, you know, he has to protect himself, bro. Like,
especially when you be punching like that, you want to be protected.
Yeah, bro. You know, these guys, they know how hard he hits. You don't think they want to be able to absorb that and be at 160, 165? Come on.
This is the thing with what y'all got to realize in the cast. Pause. This is a science.
Yeah.
It's all about. See, listen. This might be a quotable. You think it's about fighting, but it's about business then boxing.
Yep.
So everything that goes on is on paper first. You must know the science of weight. You know, you got to know what you can come in, how much you can hydrate. You got to know the mathematics.
Yeah.
You really do, because you got to think, if they telling you the WBC or the WBA got a 15%, then you know, well, snap. If I'm in this sanctioning body, then if I'm fighting at 47, I can only go 21 pounds above 47. Once I get to doing too much, I'm losing it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, bro, they need to really be more strict on that, because
they do.
Because people, like, again, at the end of the day, people die, and it's a lot of things that boxing needs to fix. But you know, at the end of the day, Devin's camp can't say anything about the weight when they did the same exact thing to PROGRAIS.
No, you
and
can't.
that's the
He
facts.
can't say nothing because he took the bread.
Oh, he definitely took the bread. He was like, all right,
He
yo.
took the bread.
And you know what's crazy? You know, he showed up like at 160 something. You act like Devin Haney was 143 pounds that fight. He wasn't.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. He was big. He looked pretty big.
Bro, he was definitely. There was no hydration clause in that. So they both were at 160.
Oh yeah, what are they talking about? What is they even the talk for?
Yeah, Ryan was at 160. He said that's what he weighed the day of the fight. What's your thought on
that's
the
believable? That's believable. Like, people think some of these guys really blow up. Some of these guys don't really blow up like that. They be thinking they really be blowing. No, they don't be. A lot of these guys don't. If you're naturally not that big, when you start working out every day and then you weigh in, it don't matter how much you eat, because you're naturally just not that big. You could, and that's why Devin probably be trying to blow up outside. See, this is the thing. He probably don't even be trying to blow up. He probably thinking, I got to get bigger, so when I cut weight, I could blow up and I could protect because I'm not punching. It don't work like that.
Aaron says, what are your thoughts of the MMA boxing exhibitions? Does it hurt the integrity of boxing, or on paper, Nova should never fight? I don't think it hurts the integrity, because those guys don't win. I've never seen
they get their Pacquiao busted.
If anything, it makes boxing look superior to them, to be honest with you. You just seen what happened to Ngannou. Like, he went to sleep. He said he don't even remember getting hit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a lot different. He said, where was his energy when he first fought Davis? I don't know what he's talking about. But man, I gotta wrap up. My son woke up, man. Let's get it tomorrow, man.
Hold on, Fee. All right, hey, listen, Norris, I appreciate you. We'll get it tomorrow. Just let me know the time, and we cooking.
My brother. We're gonna talk tomorrow. I appreciate y'all for tuning in.
One.